What's up, everybody? Let's get into the prospect spotlight and breakdown of Malcolm the Machine Wellmaker coming off of his highlight reel KO over Cameron Simon this weekend. The welder who just quit his job to be a full-time MMA fighter. Let's get into talking about some of his physical attributes. He's 30 years old, right in the prime of his career. 5'10", 71.5 inches of reach. In the bantamweight division, that's really long and tall. He's going to have a reach and range advantage over most guys. And he fights out of an orthodox stance. He can switch and did switch a little bit more earlier in his career, but I think he's really found comfort in that orthodox stance. And for his stance, he's really square. He fights more out of a Muay Thai stance, but it's evenly distributed weight. He's rocking back and forth, and it seems like with every rock, he's loading up his power on either one of his hands to strike. Some of his favorite techniques are obviously his overhand right and his left hook. That's what he's gotten his last two knockouts with, and he has a little bit of that Mike Tyson-esque load up to him where he's swinging with his whole body. These shots aren't meant to just touch you. And as Cameron Simon found out, they're meant to put you out. He's got a really good lead leg kick, and on the regional scene, he showed some nice body lock takedowns. I don't know how much of that we'll see in the UFC because he doesn't seem like the most developed grappler, but you don't really need to be if you have good get-ups from the bottom, if you have good back take defense, and that's something that I think everybody needs something to work on. That's something that he'll probably need to work on throughout his career, but in the striking, man, this dude is a problem. He's got massive power in his hands, and for his defense, he's a little bit more head movement based, and I think that bodes well to his style, and he's got really good distance management, so he'll slide just out of the way like he did in his Contender Series fight and crack you with a massive overhand right over the top. In his Contender Series fight, he was also showing some kicks to the body, side kicks to the body, front teep, so that's good to see. When he gets taken down on the regional scene, he would immediately turtle, which is a good sign. He's not trying to play jiu-jitsu off his back. He's not trying to get you with a armbar or triangle. It's very few guys in the UFC can execute effectively off your back, and if you're not going to be one of those guys, turtling up against the fence, having good back take defense, and getting back to distance is going to be his major strength. One thing that I've noticed about Malcolm Wellmaker is he doesn't throw in combination very much. He is looking for counter shots. So he'll step out of range, throw that overhand right, and then hope you fire back. Step into range, throw that overhand right, step out of range, hoping you fire back, looking for that counter. What I think could really open up his game over these next couple of years, now that he's going to be a full-time MMA fighter, is throwing in combination, putting the combinations together. That's what makes guys like Sean O'Malley so special, is because even though they're big and tall and powerful for the division, and they have good defensive striking, they put the offensive striking together. And eventually you're going to run into a guy in the bantamweight division who has really good defensive striking and can put those combos together, and you're not going to be able to just crack him with one big shot. You're going to need to put a pace on him. You're going to need to do some other things. That's another thing. Wellmaker doesn't fight with the highest pace, and he doesn't really need to. He likes to control the range, control the distance, and he likes to control when the action's taking place. As far as potential weaknesses moving forward, I think that grapplers, obviously, people with good wrestling and really good back takes are going to be a problem for him. I think that, like I mentioned earlier, Sean O'Malley-esque strikers, these guys who can control distance, who can land offensive boxing and then get out of range and not have to sit in the pocket waiting on that counter, are going to give him problems. But if he can start to put those combinations together and continue to develop really good takedown defense, Malcolm Wellmaker could be a problem for this division. Thanks for checking out. Like and subscribe.